How's everyone doing? Jags Nation here to bring you another video. And today's video is a 7-round mock draft for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's actually going to be my second 7-round mock draft for the Jaguars. I did one before free agency, and now with the draft getting closer, the draft is actually officially 30 days away. I want to go ahead and give another 7-round mock draft out there for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so we have the first pick in the draft. Obviously, going to be easy selection. Going to be Trevor Lawrence. Urban Meyer did not coach the Jaguars, coming to coach the Jags if it wasn't for Trevor Lawrence. I believe he even was on Peter King with the NBC Sports the other day, basically saying that's the direction we are more likely heading, is drafting Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the future quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, we do have another first-round pick, and that's pick 25. We got that from the Jalen Ramsey trade with the Los Angeles Rams in 2019. So there's a lot of options we can go here. I mean, the Jaguars are 1-15, and the first person I go to is Trayvon Moehrig, the safety of TCU. But I am going to look and see what other players are available. You got Pat Freiermuth, the tight end from Penn State. You also have some really good wide receivers. Rondell Moore, I'm a big fan of his. Kadarius Toney, Elijah Moore. So there's some really good wide receivers still on the board. You got Christian Barmore, defensive tackle. Basically, I'm looking at everything. Like I said, we were 1-15, so there are a lot of positions that can be upgraded and some holes on the team that definitely need to be filled. But at the end, I think I'm going to end up just going with more likely the safety, Trayvon Moehrig from TCU. I think that's just the consensus for a lot of Jags fans. He is the best safety in this draft class, in my opinion, and by a large margin. You add him, Rayshawn Jenkins, who you signed in free agency, Shaquille Griffin, C.J. Henderson, Sidney Jones. Those are your 5 secondary. That's 10 times better than what it was last year. A secondary that definitely struggled, in my personal opinion. So now we got the first pick in the second round, wide receiver, and I pretty much knew who I want. I'm kind of seeing what else. We got a tight end though. But I'm going to go Rondell Moore, wide receiver from Purdue more likely. I think that's who I want to pick. Yeah, I'm going to go Rondell Moore. I mean, you had him with DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault, Colin Johnson, Marvin Jones. I mean, in my opinion, that is a pretty damn good wide receiver core and group, in my opinion. And he has a lot of potential. He kind of reminds me of Tyreek Hill. Not saying he's going to be like a Tyreek Hill, but he has that speed and athleticism that the Jaguars desperately need. Now I'm looking at tight end. Obviously, the tight end from Penn State is no longer there. So I'm looking at Daveon Jordan, tight end from Miami. But I'm kind of like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, do I really want to risk and take him right now? It's kind of taking him kind of early, but do I want to risk him if he's not going to be there at 3? So I don't know. I'm kind of looking around here. Also, I want to see what offensive tackles are available, because that is another need. Is that we need another potential starter at left tackle in case Cam Robinson doesn't stay after this year, after his franchise tag. So we will see. But also, I do have Tommy Tremble, the tight end from Notre Dame, just in case Jordan is not there. But I'm going to look at defensive tackle here for the defensive line. You got Daveon Nixon from Iowa, who I'm a big fan of. And also, Urban Meyer talks about defensive line is one of the biggest priorities for the Jaguars. He wants a top 4 unit, and he wants speed. He wants to be fast. And, that's what we did. We fixed the defensive line, but Tyson Allo, who decided to actually end up staying with the Steelers instead of signing with us. So we do have another need at the defensive line position. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Daveon Nixon from Iowa. And that kind of solidifies that defensive line group, in my personal opinion. Basically, revamped from last year. It's already it's way better than it was last year. Not the best, but it's definitely a huge improvement. So now I'm looking at tight end, the first pick in the 3rd round, and of course, Daveon Jordan is gone. So I'm probably going to have to settle for Tommy Tremble. He's my 4th tight end in this draft. He's not terrible by any means. He is a pretty decent pass-catching tight end. I think adding him would actually make the tight end group better than it was last year. But my other two, the tight end from Penn State is no longer there, and neither is Daveon Jordan, the tight end from Miami. So I'm going to settle with Tommy Tremble, tight end from Notre Dame. I think he has a lot of potential, but like I said, the tight end group is already now better than it was last year. So that's all you can ask. You're not going to fill every need, and that's what sucks about doing these mock drafts, is that you're taking a risk, because you want to draft someone. I guess even doing drafts and in real life for the coaches and for the GMs, I mean, you don't know who's going to get taken. So I guess that's why you do have a draft board and you have plans A through C, because more than likely one of your players that you want is going to end up being taken. And looking at, so we got 2 picks in the 4th round. I'm gonna look at running back here. I mean, you got Trey Sermon from Ohio State. You got Kenneth Gainwell from Memphis. You got Hubbard from Oklahoma. Javon Hawkins I actually drafted in my last mock draft for the Jaguars. He's a good pass catching running back in my personal opinion. But I'm going to go Kenneth Gainwell, running back from Memphis. I think he's a good pass catching and third down running back the Jaguars desperately need, in my personal opinion. Yeah, they did bring back Carlos Hyde, but you have James Robinson. He needs that third down running back, someone that can motion to outside. He can do a little bit of everything, catch the ball, very good at blocking, and basically get that Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb duo going. And so I think Kenneth Gainwell will be a great addition for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now I clicked on offensive tackle here, and someone that stood out to me was Walker Little right off the bat. He has a lot of potential to be a good starting left tackle in a few years down the road. And with Cam Robinson being franchise tag, you personally don't know if he's going to get tagged next year. It's kind of a proof year for Cam Robinson. So I do think he has potentially solidify that left tackle spot for the future. And I think Walker Little has a lot of potential. And also with injuries happen in the NFL, so you definitely need depth at that position, and we really don't have much depth there. So it's no-brainer to get left tackle there. Now I'm kind of looking at, we can add another corner. I think, corner spot 5 and 6 can be fixed. Or not fixed, but, a competition there with Chris Claybrooks and maybe a rookie, and also Isaiah Scott. But I'm going to go ahead and I looked at edge rusher here, and Rashad Weaver from Pittsburgh stood out. He's 4'3", but also can run 3'4" as well. Stand-up pass rusher, and with Josh Allen, Chashawn, they're gonna need a break here and there. I think he can come in and be a good rotational guy for them. And also, like I said, earlier when I drafted Walker Little for the offensive tackle from Stanford, injuries happen in the NFL, so you definitely need a backup plan. And I think Rashad Weaver is a potentially pretty good edge rusher in the NFL. Maybe a few years down the line, it could be a potential starter for the Jaguars or another team. But once again, kind of building that depth of pass rushing going, because we did struggle to get to the quarterback last year. Now at pick in the 5th round, we got pick 170, I believe, and I'm looking at Shaker Brown, the corner from Michigan State. And one thing that jumps off the board to me is man-to-man coverage, and that's something that he can play slot in. Urban Meyer likes versatility, and also he talked about all his players being able to play, like C.J. Henderson, Shaquille Griffin, if they can play man, and he wants some bump and grunt, man-to-man coverage at the line of scrimmage. So I think Brown would be a good addition to the Jaguars. Doesn't mean he won't make the team. I think this Jaguar team this year, you're going to see some rookies get cut instead of having like 11 rookies or 15 rookies on a team, and you might only have like 6 or 7. But for for that 5th or 6th cornerback group, it's not a bad option. Obviously, Brown, Claybrooks, and Isaiah Scott would probably be competing for that 5th and 6th cornerback spot. So that's why I ended up picking him, just because, and once again, we got tore with injuries at that position last year. And kind of just looking at my picks, I'm really enjoying what I did here, except for the Brown. I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like one of those that's just like he's kind of best player available, but, we do need depth at that position. And also, I'm still kind of banging my head on not getting the tight end from Penn State or Daveon Jordan, tight end from Miami. And I don't know. I'm just kind of upset about that a little bit. Kind of banging my head on that. Ended up having to settle for Tommy Tremble, which, he's not a bad tight end, but, I feel like we could add better options as well. Now, before my final pick in the 7th round, I'm just kind of seeing what we have here. We do have some wide receivers. You got Gabe Johnson, who is kind of caught my eye a little bit, but I also kind of want to see what else is available. Most likely, this player dropped in the 7th round. He's going to have a heck of a preseason, in my personal opinion, to make the team. More so going to be depth or like a practice squad guy. Gabe Johnson is probably going to end up being my selection, but I do kind of want to see what else we have here. Let me click the offensive tackle really quick, or offensive lineman. I want to see an offensive tackle. No one really jumps off the board to me. A lot of these guys that's probably going to be undrafted. No good linebackers either. I kind of wish I would have drafted a linebacker earlier as well. I think I'm going to end up going to Gabe Johnson, the tight end from San Diego State. I think he has some potential, but more so going to be more practice squad body, in my personal opinion. But other than that, I personally like the draft. You got Trevor Lawrence, Trayvon Moore, Rondell Moore. Those two right there are automatically going to be impactful. Picks 1 through 65 are going to be impactful, in my opinion. And even Kenneth Gainwell from Memphis, he's going to probably be impactful as well. and Walker a little more so, depth potential to start at left tackle. Rashad Weaver, potential starter at edge rusher, down the line. The last two selections were kind of just like, best player available, probably practice squad guys, someone that's fighting for a roster spot in Brown and Gabe Johnson. But other than that, thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and go Jags.